5 days ago, someone calling themselves Cyberleek dropped real gameplay footage of GTA 6. Since then, Take-Two has lost close to $3 billion in market value. Rockstar still hasn't said a single public word about it, and the consumer protest behind the leak might actually be a crypto operation. This is Vice content, and we've been tracking every angle of this story since it broke. Let's get into it. Here's where things stood before any of this started. Rockstar and Netflix struck a first-of-its-kind deal. The GTA 6 extended look would premiere exclusively on Netflix on August 27th, 3 in the afternoon Eastern. Only 6 hours later does it hit Rockstar's own YouTube channel and website. That's a 6-hour head start for a streaming platform on the biggest gaming reveal in years. And it's the kind of move that only makes sense once you understand how much bureaucracy sits behind a partnership like that. Multiple legal teams, multiple sign-offs, a contract that almost certainly locks the release window down to the minute. Once that ink is dry, nobody at Rockstar is quietly moving the date up, no matter what happens in the meantime. And something did happen in the meantime. On August 18th, a site calling itself Cyberleek started posting what looks like genuine GTA 6 gameplay. Not a rumor, not a mock-up, actual footage. Jason shooting hoops in his backyard, a car chase that ends in a knife fight with a cop, a 6-star wanted system, a new police ID mechanic, stealth takedowns, and eventually a full map of the state of Leonida. Rockstar didn't confirm any of it out loud, but they didn't have to. The DMCA takedowns started flying almost immediately, and companies don't burn legal resources protecting fake content. Then it escalated. A few days later, whoever's behind Cyberleek posted proof they weren't just sitting on old files. They had live, hands-on control of a working build, landed a biplane, shot the word leak into a wall using bullet holes. That's not a leak of old footage. That's someone inside the game, right now, doing whatever they want. The stated reason, a manifesto posted alongside the leaks, framed this as a protest against GTA 6 being digital only, against no physical disc in the box, tying it to the broader Stop Killing Games movement that's been going after publishers over things like shutting down always online titles. That was the story everyone believed. Then, the money showed up. A community investigator on GTA forums started tracing the wallets behind Cyberleek's website and found something the protest narrative doesn't really explain: a memcoin. A token launched on Solana, promoted right alongside the leaked footage, with community polls letting token holders vote on what leaks next. The estimate floating around is that the operation has already pulled in somewhere around $50,000 in trading fees, sitting on roughly $400,000 more in unsold tokens. That changes the read on this completely. If you're drip-feeding leaks instead of dumping everything at once, and each new clip is timed to a poll that only token holders can vote in, you're not maximizing protest impact. You're maximizing engagement with a coin you profit from. The funding trail reportedly runs back through a crypto exchange that requires identity verification to open an account, which means if investigators get a subpoena, there's a real chance this ends with a name attached to it. Take-Two is already in court seeking records from Microsoft and Discord. It's not hard to imagine the exchange being next. Worth being honest here, none of this is confirmed. Nobody official has named a suspect, and there are unverified claims floating around about an arrest that neither Rockstar nor law enforcement has confirmed. Take that part with a grain of salt. Quick pause. If this is your first time on Vice content, hit subscribe now, because between now and November 19th, this story is going to move fast, and you don't want to miss the next update. Here's the part people keep asking about. Why hasn't Rockstar said anything? Not a statement, not a tweet, nothing beyond takedown notices and an internal memo to staff. Think about it from their side. The moment they publicly address the leak, they hand it legitimacy. They confirm what's real, they confirm what's fake, and they hand the leaker a story about how a multi-billion-dollar studio had to respond to them directly. That's a trophy. For a company that's already sitting on the most anticipated game in the industry's history, the smarter play is almost always to say nothing. Let the lawyers work quietly in the background, and let the official reveal do the talking on the 27th. The risk with that strategy is simple. If whoever's behind this actually has more of the story, more than gameplay clips, more than a map, then one trailer might not be enough to change the conversation. This isn't Rockstar's first time here. Back in 2022, 90 clips of early GTA 6 development leaked out of nowhere. The person behind it turned out to be a teenager connected to the Lapsus hacking group, and the entry point wasn't some elite exploit. It was Rockstar's internal Slack. He got in using a phone, a keyboard, and an Amazon Fire Stick plugged into a hotel TV, breaking a bail condition to even go online. He was later ordered into indefinite hospital care. And just this year, he apparently resurfaced from custody, hinting that the game's source code, not just gameplay clips, might still be sitting somewhere, unreleased. So, Rockstar has been burned by exactly this kind of thing before, and it clearly hasn't fully closed the door. Whether this new leak has any actual connection to that old breach is unconfirmed. There's chatter online about a possible insider at one of Rockstar's studios, but nothing solid enough to call it fact. Here's what we know for sure. The extended look streams on Netflix August 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern, then goes wide on YouTube and Rockstar's own site 6 hours later. The game itself launches November 19th on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, after already being pushed back more than once. Legally, Take-Two isn't slowing down. Subpoenas are already out, and if the crypto trail holds up, this could end with an actual identity attached to Cyberleek before the game even ships. And realistically, this probably isn't the last leak before November. A studio sitting on a game this size has almost unlimited material to control the narrative with. Which means the smartest move for Rockstar isn't one big statement, it's simply outpacing the leaks with official content, week after week, all the way to launch. So, protest or profit? Drop your theory in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of every GTA 6 leak between now and launch, make sure you're subscribed to Vice content. I'll see you in the next update, before the 27th.